Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Milwaukee Mile. I am your host, Hayes Booth, and thank you for tuning in to the High Speed Racing Network and choosing us as your form of sim racing entertainment on this fine Monday evening. I hope you all are having a great night. This is round 17 of the 2021 season for the Velocity Racing League. Like I said, here at the Milwaukee Mile, we are just finishing up qualifying, and we will head to, or not qualifying. I'm sorry, practice, and then we will head into qualifying, and then the race. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's going to be 5 minutes of qualifying here, 2 laps for each driver. Seems we have Howie Briss heading out onto the track at the moment. So let's see if he's able to put in a good time here. And I should have mentioned earlier, this will be 250 laps, a long race here at this racetrack. But I kind of gauged it, and I believe the race, assuming we go caution free, which I don't know how likely that is, but caution free, the race should take roughly 2 hours, maybe a little more. So gonna be a long race, but probably not as long as some other races that we've had this season. So we should be able to manage it. Unfortunately, my broadcasting partner Jared Darling could not make it tonight, so I'm gonna be solo once again here. But I will try to manage. And we had some issues last week. My streaming software just wouldn't work for some reason. I really couldn't tell you why, but it really messed up. So we were not able to broadcast the race, but it should be fixed. Everything should be good to go this week, so hopefully we can make up for that for you. So right now, Tony Hilbrandt's currently top of the board here in qualifying, and he just finished his second lap, a 30.47, and that will put him on the top of the board for right now. And let's take a look and see if there are any other drivers putting in lap times at the moment. Sam Rice, I believe, coming to complete his second lap. Give me just one moment here, folks. I just need to fix something here really quickly. There we go. Just had to adjust the audio here a little bit so that the engines are a little bit louder, because we all know that's what the fans want to hear. That's one of the main reasons why we watch these races, to hear these engines. So just had to make some adjustments to that. Now here comes James Colabully, I believe, again coming to complete his second lap. Now that might have actually been his finish. But James Miller, on the other hand, currently P10 on the board, and this should be completing his second lap. So let's see if he's able to put it further up on the board. Oh, and he does. P2 on the board, a 30.60 for James Miller. Good lap, but not quite enough to get to Tony. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars that have not gone onto the track to make a time yet. So it appears that it will be an 18-car field here tonight. And as always, we have James Colabully going around the track for us. have about just over 30 seconds here to go in qualifying, so I think this will pretty much be it. No other drivers are going to have enough time to put in a lap. So we're just going to keep watching James here as he continues to make laps, and then we'll head to the starting grid. Let's actually see if it'll give us enough time. See how these drivers are entering the corners here. And this track, I would say is fairly similar to New Hampshire. Not, the straightaways aren't quite as long, but definitely, the corners are fairly similar. So that does it for qualifying. So now let's head to the starting grid here tonight. And there it is up on the screen. You can see Tony Hilbrands is on the pole. James Miller to his outside, going to make up row number 1 in second. Sam Rice qualifies in third. Quentin Warman to his outside in fourth, and Howie Brisk going to round out the top 5. Jonathan Coombs, I believe, haven't seen him in the field yet this season, so this might be his first start of the season. Starting in 6th, Nicholas Lavelle in 7th, Charles Jurek starting in 8th, Sean Williams 9th, and Thomas Sewell will round out the top 10. Then we have James Colaboli starting in 11th. He was the last one to make a time, and his outside will be Tom Mercier. Starting in 13th will be Nicholas Caressel. Jonathan Platt qualifies in 14th, or not qualifies, but starts in 14th. And 15th will go to Scott Shire. 16th is James Colaboli. Michael Ashmore qualifying in 18th, and rounding out the 18 driver, or Michael Ashmore qualifying 17th, and rounding out the 18 driver field here tonight is Matthew Fitz in the number 2. So we are going to wait for these drivers to grid up. I believe that's almost all of them. And then we will begin this long race that we have ahead. And I believe, yep, there we go. Pace truck is pulling off to begin this race here tonight. And something else that I forgot to mention, this race is sponsored, so whoever wins will win, I believe, $25, I think it is, that Tony said. So, not only is there, points and everything on the line, but you also got some money on the line. So, and I also believe that Tony said that, I think, did Aaron make it tonight? Oh, no, he did not. Okay, never mind then. But here we come to the green flag. Tony Hilbrand's going to lead them down here as they make their way off of turn number 4. Pace truck pulls off onto pit road. Oh, well, now he is. And the green flag waves. We are underway here in Milwaukee. And we already have a crash back here that I believe is the number 49 or 64 of Thomas Sewell, I think it might have been. Yes, it was. Okay, let's go and take a look at the replay here and see if we can't figure out what happened to Thomas. 'Cause he just spun at the end of the back straightaway. Alright, let's see if we can figure this out. Alright, here we go. This is on the back straightaway. And don't know. It looks like he just comes down and just, I don't know if he just didn't expect Nicholas Caressel to be there. I guess he was trying to get to the inside of can't tell who was ahead of him, but he was trying to get inside that car, and Just cut down across in front of Nicholas Caressel. You know, nothing Caressel could do in that situation. Just came down into him. Oh man, Scott Shire got hit hard by Michael Keithley. He goes for a spin as well. Oh yeah, and hard into the wall. Hard contact for Michael Keithley as well. Oh, that brings out a very early caution here. So he's going to try to get that damage repaired. Tony Hilbrands is your current leader at the moment. And how about Sam Rice getting into second there? Right off the bat. You know, Sam Rice is a guy, he's struggled some throughout the season. So he could definitely use a good run here. Let's see if this is going to be one lap to green. If not, then we will we'll get somebody up here to interview. But I think it might be. Yep, looks like it. Alright, so looks like it's going to be a quick caution here. Alright, and here they come making their way into turn number 3. And making their way around to the green flag here. Essentially going to try to restart the start of this race. Pace truck back off. We're back underway here at Milwaukee. A good jump for both Sam Rice and Tony Hilbrands. As they race into turn number 1, James Miller to the inside of Sam Rice. Tony going to slide up just a little bit. James trying to use the curb there out of turn 2. Here comes Sam Rice to the outside. 3 wide for the lead here down the back straightaway. James Miller diving it down to the bottom into turn 3. Almost getting into Tony Hilbrand. Sam Rice still there on the outside. But James Miller with a 3 wide pass is going to get clear and take the lead as we complete our first green flag lap. What a move out of that 60 machine. Tony trying to come back there. He's going to try to fight and get by Sam Rice. Now Howie Brisk coming to the inside of Sam. And there they go. I don't think Tony wanted that though. He's going to try to fight and get this lead back here. While it is early on, you know, you always want to be the leader of these races no matter what time in the race it is. Let's go a little further back here. Sam Rice has fallen back to 4th, but look at Quentin Warman here in the 5th position, started in 4th, trying to run these guys down and become a part of this battle. And something else I want to point out here. How about James Colabali? Started in 11th and has made his way up into 8th. And actually a bigger drive up through the field has been Matthew Fitz. Started 18th and is already up inside the top 10 right now in the 10th position. So, so far doing a good job moving up through the field that Matthew has done. Yeah, started last. He's made his way already up inside the top 10. Back up here at the front, though, Tony Hilbrand's still trying to run down James Miller for the lead. Gets a little bit loose there coming off of turn number 4. About 0.4 of a second behind James. He drove it hard down there into turn 1. Take a look here. Sean Williams trying to close in here on Nicholas Lavelle for the 6th position. Sean actually kind of pushed there coming off of 2. Oh, and actually, right after I talked about him a couple laps ago, Tom Mercier has gotten back by Matthew Fitz and is actually pulling away here. That puts Tom inside the top 10. Now Nicholas Caressel putting some pressure on Matthew. Oh, gets a good run there out of turn 2. He's going to put it to the inside and take that spot. Get into P11. James Miller and Tony Hilbrand are pulling away from the rest of the field, but James has not been pulling away from Tony. Tony's really starting to push some pressure on him for the lead. Let's try to ride along with Tony here and see what he sees from the roll bar camera, as he is running right there behind James Miller. He gets really close to the bumper, trying to get a run there. James is a little loose. Barely got to the inside there off of 2. Oh, James slid up just a little bit. You can really tell, though, both drivers are able to keep the car sticking to the bottom fairly well. Oh, Tony really... Oh, and he gets into the back of James. James is going to be able to save it. But that's going to cost him the lead. Oh, man. That was very slight contact. Now James is going to fall back to 3rd. Let's go take a look at that here. I mean, I'm talking very slight contact. Alright, let's take a look here, entering turn 1. And I mean, you can already tell Tony's driving it in really hard there. You can tell he's trying to back off and just ever so slightly gets into his back bumper. And that just goes to show how easy it is for these cars to spin out. I mean, that was the slightest bit of contact, and it sent James Miller's car around, but he was luckily able to save a good save. But he will fall back to the 3rd position, unfortunately. And you know that's not how Tony wanted to get the lead. It's just misjudged the corner and barely got into James, but kept it straight, kept it clean, and they're gonna keep going. And now Tony Hilbrance will be your leader. Howie Briss has moved into the 2nd position. So now we're going to have to see if Howie is able to run down Tony for the lead. And they seem to be closing back in together. Just over 20 laps in here at the Milwaukee Mile. And they are just passing Michael Keithley, who's coming off a pit road. I believe had to repair damage from that first incident. Oh, and we have another caution. And it was Michael Keithley. Okay, he was just coming off a pit road. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Don't really know how this happened. I mean, he was just coming off a pit road. Did he? Oh, and he gets into Quentin Warman. Quentin saves it, but Keithley does not. That looks kind of odd. Like, I don't know if Keithley just kind of misjudged the entrance of the corner, or really don't know what happened there. Let's see if we have a better view of it. Here entering turn 3. Yeah, this might be a little bit better view. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, actually, I mean, Quentin seems to mostly come down the track. Keithley did drift up a little bit, but he was, relatively, keeping his line on the bottom. And I guess Quentin just expected to be clear of him by that point in the corner and just didn't expect him to still be there. So that sends both cars around, but luckily Quentin is able to save it. Keithley goes hard into the outside wall. Well, 2nd caution is out here. Tony Hilbrance is your race leader. Howie Briss currently in 2nd. Once again, we're going to wait and see if it's 1 to green this time. If not, we will get somebody up here to be interviewed. So we're just going to have to see here if it is 1 to green. It is not. So we're going to get somebody in here and interview them. Let's see here. Let's talk to Howie if he's in here. He is. Hey Howie, it's Hayes up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Alright man, so currently running P2 right now. You were able to benefit from that contact that James and Tony made, and you were able to get up to P2, and it seems like you were starting to close in on Tony before that caution came out. So how would you say the race so far has gone for you?
It feels like it's okay. I mean, it's just a fight on the bottom. So it's just a fight for the bottom, pretty much, and whoever has the best drive off can win.
Yeah, for sure. So with how things have gone so far, what are your plans going to be throughout the rest of this race?
Save the rears. Don't say, Bono, my tires are gone, pretty much.
Alright, man. Well, I'll let you go here. Seems y'all are coming to the green flag this time, so good luck throughout the rest of the race, man.
Yep, thanks.
Alright, a quick word there from Howie Briss, driver of the number 97 machine. and currently running P2 here. So looks like we're going to restart here with 224 laps to go. And here we come back to the green flag. 26 laps complete so far. And Tony Hilbrands gets on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. Going down to turn number 1, Sam Rice to the inside of Howie Briss. Gonna try to take that spot. I did not notice. It looked like James Miller, I guess, decided to pit, so he's going to be stuck there in the back of the pack, along with Quentin Warman. So now Sam Rice is going to try to run down Tony Hilbrands as they come off of turn number 4. Now remember, Tony Hilbrands, I believe the defending champion of this league, does not have a win yet this season. We're 16 races in. He has yet to score a victory, so you know, he's been trying to make that happen. He's been fast for sure, just hasn't been able to seal the deal, and neither has Sam Rice for that matter. So these are two drivers that are eager to get a victory this season. Actually, I believe we are getting close to the halfway point in the season. I believe next race will mark halfway. So so far this season has gone by fairly quickly, if you ask me. Let's look a little further back here at James Miller. Actually, Quentin Warman has been able to get past him and get into the 8th position. Now he's going to try to work on Nicholas Caressel. These guys should have fresher tires since they went to pit road. Oh, Quentin took a peek there, didn't make it work. He's going to try to do it again here into turn number 1. Caressel moves up a lane, and there goes Quentin Warman taking advantage. Oh, and Caressel slides up a lot. Oh, man. He was really loose there off of turn 2. He's going to keep that car straight there. I thought he was going to go for a spin for a second. He's able to hang on to the car. He's going to lose a lot of ground for that, though. So now Quentin Warman coming up on Sean Williams, Nicholas Lavelle, and Jonathan Platt. It's a 4-car battle here for the 4th position. And Quentin Warman going to try to take a peek to the inside of Jonathan Platt now. And there he goes into turn 1, making the move. Let's go back up here at the front. Tony Hilbrands seems to be slowly but surely building a gap over Sam Rice and Howie Briss. Now there goes Quentin Warman to the inside of Sean Williams. Oh, and sideways is Jonathan Platt. Pretty similar to what Nicholas Caressel did. And he's going to be able to save it once again here. And Quentin Warman gets by Sean Williams to get up inside the top 5. Now he's going to try to run down Nicholas Lavelle and then get to this top 3 up here. Actually, now that I was saying that, Sam Rice starting to close in again on Tony Hilbrands. Oh yeah, now. Yep, there's James Miller coming up on Jonathan Platt. And Sean Williams, he's trying to get back inside the top 5 as well. And yep, Quentin Warman has gotten by Nicholas Lavelle up into 4th. And now he's got this top 3 to deal with. Let's take a look back here again. James Miller still trying to work on Sean Williams and Jonathan Platt. And if he can get by them, that'll put him up into the 6th position. He had a good corner there. We are getting that point in the run, however, that, you know, it's gonna be a little tougher because the tires are starting to wear down and starting to equalize. Go back to this top 3, and they appear to be a little bit more closed in with each other. But don't look now, because here comes Quentin Warman, just 2 seconds back of Tony. It's right along here with Quentin. He tries to close in on these guys. Oh yeah, that gap is definitely closing. Well, we'll see if he's this fast on the long run, because like I said, you know, he and James Miller went to pit. You know, they got fresh tires for this run, so we'll just see if they're able to keep up this pace even as the run goes on. Ooh, yeah, you can see up there, Sam Rice was loose there off of turn 4. Yeah, actually kind of looked like he was getting to the bumper of Tony Hilbrands. since Howie Briss has been able to get by Sam Rice. See, that has allowed Tony Hilbrands to build up a little bit more of a gap. But now here comes Quentin Warman. Right up into this battle now. Yep, now James Miller has been able to get by Jonathan Platt. Oh, yep, Sean Williams drifts up. It's going to allow James to take a peek to the inside. And he's able to get cleared. So now James Miller up to P6. Gonna have to run down Nicholas Lavelle. Meanwhile, just up ahead of them, Quentin Warman trying to work on Sam Rice. See how long it takes Quentin to get on by him here. But this is what, not really what Tony Hilbrands needs, but, you know, he obviously doesn't, chances are he probably doesn't want Quentin to be up here closing in on fresh tires. But, you know, if he can get stuck behind Sam Rice for a little bit, that could help, you know, wear down his tires a little more and give Tony a better shot at hanging on to this lead. And this time by will be 50 laps in, 200 remaining. My apologies, I'm sure y'all heard that. My apologies for my dog there in the background, but and there goes Quentin Warman by Sam Rice and inside the top 3 now. So now he's going to have to try to close in here on Howie Briss, about 0.8 of a second back. Tony Hilbrand's 0.8 of a second ahead of Howie. Let's go look a little further back here. Oh, I didn't even realize this. Jonathan Platt was able to get back by not Tony Hilbrands, James Miller, and take P6 away from him. Jonathan Platt, actually, he started 14th and he's made his way up to 6th, so good run going for him so far. Tony Hilbrand's still holding on there, but he's definitely not pulling away. Quentin Warman has continued to close in, and he's right there on Howie Briss. And now just about 1.1 seconds behind Tony Hilbrand's. Just over a second that time by. So let's look back through here. Sean Williams has gone back here into the 8th position. He and Charles Jurek. Battle might be brewing between these two. Nicholas Caressel and Tom Mercier back in 10th and 11th. Caressel started 13th. Mercier started 12th. Then you have Jonathan Coombs there in 12th. Colabali 13th. Shire 14th. Fitz has fallen back to 15th. And Michael Ashmore there in 16th. Tony's trying his best to pull away, but now Quentin Warman was able to take the 2nd position from Howie Briss. Now he is just over a second behind Tony Hilbrand's. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the lap times here. At last lap. Oh yeah, you can definitely see lap 55. Quentin Warman a 10th faster. Lap 56, roughly 2/100ths faster. Lap 57, a 10th and a half faster. Lap 58, which that was around the lap that he was making the pass, so he was roughly 2/10ths slower. But then the last lap, half a tenth faster. So let's take a look at what it is this time. Coming up on a lap car, I believe that is, can't quite tell who that is, but lap time that last time, yep, just under a tenth faster. So Quentin is definitely closing in. That was Michael Ashmore in the number 98 going 1 lap down. And you can see Quentin Warman getting bigger in Tony's mirror. And we have a caution here. I believe it was Charles Jurek. Yes, it was. Let's go to the replay and try to figure out what happened here in turn 2. And let's see if we can figure it out. Here we go. Oh, you can see he's right behind Sean Williams. Oh, what happened to James Miller? That's kind of odd. I'm really not sure what happened to James Miller. He just got really loose there and then, started to drift back up. Oh, and Charles Jurek just slams right into the back of him. Oh, man. That's likely going to be heavy damage to both cars. Let's see if we can ride along here with James Miller, because I really couldn't tell you how that happened. I mean, I guess he just got loose. Let's ride along here and see. Oh, yeah, he got on the curb and just, lost it there. And definitely think Charles's view. Let's take a look here. And you can see, I mean, he really, yeah, you can see this happen ahead. Yeah, really not much he could have done there. Really unfortunate for Charles Jurek and James Miller for that matter. It's going to be heavy damage for both cars. Well, third caution of the race is out. Alright, so, it appears that I think maybe they were just staying out to get a lap lead here. Yeah, that's what I figured. James Colaboli stayed out to lead a lap. So Quentin Warman will be the leader, and I believe it is 1 to green here. Yes, it is. So that is a lap car. Thomas Sewell, he's gonna go and get the wave around. So we're gonna go back green here with 65 laps complete. And here we come around to the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are back to racing here. A good jump for Tony Hilbrand. Oh, and Sam Rice gets right into the back of him. Tony goes hard into the wall. Oh, man. Tony is going to lose all of that ground. That is... Ah. Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking for Tony, man. Let's go look at that on a replay here if we can. Alright, let's take a look at this here. You can see Tony, he's trying to check up for the corner, and Sam just gets right into the back. I guess just Sam misjudged it and gets right into the back of him. And I thought Tony was going to spin, but he, counter steers it back up the track, gets sideways, and oh yeah, hard into the outside wall. And he just loses all of that track position. That is heartbreaking for Tony, man. But we've still got time. We're not even halfway through this race, so hopefully that damage is fixable, and he can get that thing repaired and back going. But now back up here with the leaders. Howie Brisk trying to close in on Quentin Warman to get that lead. Quentin leading for the first time today. Actually, James Miller has made his way. Oh, and Quentin Warman, I looked away for a split second. I didn't even notice that. Quentin Warman got loose, spun it to the grass, and that will bring out a caution. Man, I was looking further back in the field at James Miller, and then I look back and I see Quentin spinning. Alright, let's go to the replay here. This brings out our 4th caution of the race. And let's take a look at this. I think it might have been the same situation as what happened to James. So you can see right here he's already getting sideways. And then I think once he got to the curb, yeah, he lost it. So right here, I mean, the logical thing to do is lock it down, and that's what he does. And I think, oh, slight contact with the inside wall, but not drastic. And then when he, I believe it's when he comes back on the track here, when he puts it in reverse. This is when I believe this is when the caution comes out. Man, that is not what Quentin Warman wanted, after driving up through the field there and getting the lead. That's the last thing he wanted to see. And that will mire him back to 12th place. We'll put Howie Briss in the lead. Alright, well, let's see if we can find somebody here to talk to. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get a word with Sam Rice. Here we go. Hey Sam, it's Hayes up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yep.
Alright, man. So, we've been seeing you running fairly consistent up there inside the top 5, top 10 throughout this race, and currently running P3. How would you say your race has gone for you so far?
Well, it's been going good, except I basically dumped Tony on that last restart on accident. But the car feels good. Tire wear is there, but it's not as bad as you'd think.
Yeah, for sure. So, you had that unfortunate situation there with Tony, but what do you think it's going to take to, get past that and, go for this win?
Just run clean, keep the tires underneath you.
Alright, that's what I like to hear, man. Well, I think y'all are coming to 1 to green here, so I'll let you go, and good luck throughout the rest of the race, man.
Thank you.
Alright, that was Sam Rice. Currently running P3 in the number 49 machine. But Howie Briss is your race leader here. Going to restart on lap 74 of 250. And here we come to the restart. Pace truck pulling off. Field in the hands of Howie Briss. We are back underway. James Miller trying to fight there on the outside, but it's the bottom lane that is preferred at this racetrack. Howie Briss taking the lead. Sam Rice trying to make a move on James Miller now. And this time by, going to be 75 laps complete. Oh, and James Miller really loose there off a turn. Oh, and this might be a wreck back here. Yes, it is. Caressel goes around on the front straightaway. That's going to bring out our 5th caution of the night. So let's go and take a look at how all this started. And I believe it started with James Miller getting loose there at a turn 4. Yeah, I mean, this is right ahead of Caressel. So you can see all this happen ahead of him. James just, I mean, we've seen this with multiple drivers tonight. James just gets really loose there and almost countersteers it, gets loose again. So Caressel has to swerve to miss him, and then when that happens, oh yeah, you can see his car just shoots around. He's having trouble hanging on. James is able to save it, but then, oh yeah, Nicholas Lavelle gets into the back of him. Tom Mercier. Oh, actually, oh wow, Tom Mercier able to slow down just enough to miss Caressel. And Caressel goes for a spin and hits the inside wall. And that brings out yet another caution here. So as we go back live, see, it doesn't look like anybody's going to be heading to pit road. So let's see who we can get up here. Let's see if we can get good old Sean Williams up here. Hey Sean, it's Hayes up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, Hayes?
Alright, man. Well, yeah, we've been seeing you running consistent up there inside the top 10. But, you know, with how the race has gone so far, what do you think it's going to take to get up there inside the top 5?
I need them to wreck each other some more, man. I seem to be stuck like 6th, 7th, 8th, no matter what. But I'm also trying to be really careful, so I'm not really like going hard yet.
Yeah, I get that. So, how would you say the car has handled for you so far? Because we saw, you know, just like what brought out that last caution, you know, they're just getting loose off these corners at random times. So, how's the car been handling for you?
Yeah, loose, and I like that. That's what it's fun. And I don't normally like flat tracks, but this one's a blast. So, I'm having a good time. I don't know if the wind. I know before there was like 17-mile-an-hour winds, and that felt like playing a part of it, especially in 304.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, well, I'll let you go here. I think this time by is going to be 1 to green. We'll see if you can get up there inside the top 5 and contend for this thing, man. Good luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna try. My goal is just not to kill myself.
All right, some words there from Sean Williams, driving the number 89 machine. And I believe, like I said, this time by should be 1 lap to green. And then we are going to go back green flag racing with 80 laps complete. Oh, Tom Mercier kind of went through the grass there. Not sure what that was about. But, yep, this will be 1 lap to green. 80 laps gonna be complete here. 170 to go. And here we come around back to the green flag. Once again, the field in the hands of Howie Briss.
Green, green.
Green flag goes back into the air. And a good jump for Sam Rice. He's going to beat Howie Briss to the line. Almost clears him into turn 1. But Howie Briss is going to be able to get the run through the corner and get clear for the lead. Now James Miller to the inside of Sam Rice, looking to go for that 2nd position. He runs that thing flat down on the bottom. Yeah, it's going to be enough to clear Sam. And how about Tom Mercier up here going for 3rd? And he's going to be able to clear Sam for that position. Tom Mercier now inside the top 3 for the first time today. Oh, man, and again, I saw him start to get down on that curb. I got nervous. He got really loose there, but he's able to hang on to it. Good job hanging on to it. Oh, he gets down there again. That allowed James Miller and Howie Briss to build a little bit of a gap here over these guys. James Miller diving down to the bottom there. Oh, getting right there to the back bumper of Howie Briss. He made it stick really well. Howie gets loose there off of the corner. James might have an opportunity here in turn 1. He's going to back up his corner and drive it hard through the center. And again, James is right there on Howie's bumper through 3 and 4. He's going to keep trying here, but so far Howie's doing a good job hanging on to the lead. So we can complete lap 85. Let's go a little further back here. We got a battle for the top 5 between Nicholas Lavelle and Sean Williams. And like we were, talking about it with him in the interview, Sean Williams now up inside the top 5 after starting 9th. And there's Quentin Warman back there. Now also trying to get by Nicholas Lavelle. And he does, and that'll put him up into the 7th position, trying to work his way back up after that spin. Tom Mercier, I was, kind of wondering if he'd be able to hang on to that position. And he has lost 3rd, but I mean, so far not doing a bad job, staying in 4th. Now there goes Tony Hilbrands trying to make a move on Sean Williams. After that incident when he got punted and hit the wall, he's back inside the top 5 now. Oh, and we have another caution here. It was Matthew Fitz facing the inside wall here on the front straightaway. Let's take a look at what happened. Alright, let's see if we can take a look at this. It appears yep, just gets loose there coming off of turn 4. Oh, not too hard of contact, but noses into the inside wall and gets it back going. That will bring out, I believe, our 6th caution of the night. Howie Briss continues to lead. James Miller second, Sam Rice third, Tom Mercier fourth, and Tony Hilbrand rounds out your current top 5. So we'll see if any of these guys come down pit road. Looks like Tom will, Sean won't. Nicholas Lavelle, a couple other drivers come down as well. So while we wait for these guys to get back going, we're going to go to a quick caution break, but don't worry, we will get right back to you guys with the action here shortly. Alright, welcome back, folks. We are getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here on lap 95 of 250 here at the Milwaukee Mile. Howie Briss is still the leader of this race. And pace truck pulling back off. Green flag back in the air. And a good jump by James Miller on the outside. But Howie Briss with the advantage there on the inside, gonna be able to get clear barely. James Miller gonna try to pull the crossover here. He's gonna get to the inside. Nope, not quite. Car a little loose here. The outside, I think that was Tony Hilbrand's, I believe. Stuck there on the outside. Now Howie Briss trying to work on Sam Rice here. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Did not even realize Howie had lost the lead. James Miller is your new race leader. You're on lap 98. Yeah, I didn't realize. So Sam Rice moves into the second position. Now look at Quentin Warman. After that spin, he's made his way back up to fourth. He wants that lead back. Quentin trying to get a run here out of turn 4. Thing is, if I'm him, I'm probably gonna try to be patient here, because this is a point in the race where there can be a long run. So you might want to try to be patient, save your tires a little bit, and then make your moves. Pick them off one by one. Ooh, Nicholas Caruso driving it hard there on the curb. Alright, 100 laps complete. 150 remain here from the Milwaukee Mile, getting close to halfway. Oh yeah, you can see Howie Briss got a little bit loose there coming off of turn 2. Tell you what though, Sam Rice has done a good job. Oh, and James Miller, I think I heard some contact with the wall there. He tags the wall, entering turn 3, gets sideways, is able to save it, but he is going to lose the lead and possibly second. And I was just going to mention right before that happened, Sam Rice having a good run so far, running in second, and now he is the race leader. Yeah, like I said, I think I heard some contact with the wall, so I think what happened was, James entered a little too high, tagged the wall there, and lost the lead, but luckily, could have been a lot worse. Thought he was going to spin there, but he was able to save it and only fall one spot behind. But, when you're the leader, that's one spot too many. So we'll see if he's able to get that back. That was good for Sam, though. He's able to lead some laps here. And it doesn't appear that Quentin Warman can, he hasn't really been able to battle with them too much yet. In fact, he's getting passed now by Tony Hilbrands. Just hasn't been able to really put up a good fight yet. At least not on this run. Oh, a little bit of a block there out of Tony Hilbrands. Oh, and Caressel loose again there. Out of turn 4, he's going to be able to hang on to it. He's going to lose a spot though. Oh, James Miller drove it down hard there into turns 3 and 4. Trying to get that lead back. Howie trying to take a peek to the inside there into turn 3. Can't quite make it work. Oh, and yep, you can see here, Quentin Warman, oh, it looked like Quentin was going to try to get to the inside. He might be able to here, if he can get a good enough of a run on Tony Hilbrandt's. Oh, and both of them, it looked like were loose off of turn 4. Oh, careful there, almost made some contact. Woo! Tell you what, Tony's trying to pinch in there, trying to hang on to that spot. I just don't think he's going to be able to there on the outside. And I think Quentin might be able to do it in this corner. Actually, no, Tony drives it in real deep. It actually almost worked. Again, Tony trying to pinch in there, coming off the corner, but he might be able to get him right here. Yes, he does. Quentin Horman gets clear for the 4th position. Now up here with the leaders. Sam Rice still hanging on to the lead, but I don't know if he'll be able to for much longer with James Miller right there on his bumper. Oh, James kind of drifted up there. That might allow for a run coming off of turn 2, though. Oh, this might be James's opportunity. Sam drift up. Yep, that's going to be the opportunity for James to try to take the lead back. Sam drifted up there coming out of turn 2. And I think James is going to be able to get him here. Yes, he does. James Miller back to the front here at Milwaukee Mile. But don't look now. Quentin Warman making a move on Howie Briss for 3rd. And let's ride along here again with Quentin Warman. He's got these 2 guys right ahead of him. Like I said earlier, he wants this lead back after that spin. He wants to get this lead and keep it. Is he going to be able to do it, though? Quentin is getting right there close to Sam Rice. Just needs to find the right place, find the right time to make the move. Oh, he's got a good run here coming out of turn 2. Oh, might have been a little bit of contact there, but Quentin's going to get it to the inside. And he should be able to get him here. And he will, up to the second position. He's about 1.1 seconds behind James Miller now. We'll see if he can run him down. Oh yeah, I can already tell he is closing in on James Miller. We just checked, it was 1.1 seconds. Now it's just over 9/10 of a second. Let's take a look at the lap times between these two. Oh yeah, that last lap Quentin was just under 2/10 of a second faster. Let's see what it is this time. And then laps 116 and 117, he was just under a tenth and just over 1/100th faster. Let's see what the lap times are this time. Oh yeah, that time Quentin 1/10 of a second faster. He is very quickly closing in on James Miller. Oh. I literally, I checked the intervals, just last lap, and it showed just under 8/10 of a second. And I just looked again, 5/10 of a second. Now down to 4/10 of a second. Quentin is closing very fast on James Miller. Oh, James loose there out of turn 4. It's going to be an opportunity for Quentin here. Around this time by will be the beginning of lap 125, and the next lap will be the halfway mark of this race. Quentin's got a good run there out of turn 2. Tried taking a peek to the inside, couldn't quite make it work. Gonna try again here out of turn 4. And James Miller's going to lead halfway, 125 laps down, 125 to go. Oh, and James continues to get loose there out of turn 4. Quentin took a peek to the outside. He's going to be able to back up his corner and get a good run here. That might have been good for him. And it's now kind of turning into a little 3-car pack here. And actually, Nicholas Lavelle seems to be closing in a little bit. So we'll see if he can give these guys a challenge. Quentin Warman right there trying to make a move on James Miller still. He's able to build up good runs coming off the corner, just can't quite get to his inside and take that bottom lane from him yet. Coming up on a lap car that is, I believe, Michael Ashmore. Yes it is. Yeah, and Tony Hilbrands is just kind of staying behind these guys, just watching this battle go on for a little bit. Quentin just hasn't had the opportunity to get by James yet. Oh, and there goes Nicholas Caressa right as we go to him, spinning there off of turn 4. Out of the top 5 as well. And that will bring out another yellow. Let's take a look at how this one happened. Alright, I think he may have just gotten loose here. Yep, just lost it right as we switched to him as well, so that might have been my fault. And yeah, he just locks it down here, and really, again, all you can do once that happens is just lock it down. Hope that you don't hit the wall, which he didn't, so a good job staying off the wall. That brings out, I believe, the 7th caution of tonight's race. Alright folks, while we let them head to pit road and run these pace laps out. We're going to go to another caution break here, but we will get right back to you guys with the action here in just a few minutes. Alright folks, coming back to the green flag here. And we are back underway. 137 laps complete here at the Milwaukee Mile. James Miller is your race leader, heading down through 1 and 2. Howie Brisk going to be able to clear Quentin Warman for the second position. So now he's going to try to run down James Miller for the lead. Oh, almost 3 wide back here between Sean Williams, Nicholas Caressel, Tony Hilbrandt, Sam Rice. I believe they're having a tough battle back here. Oh, Caressel loose again there off of turn 2. Gonna keep it straight. Oh, and it might be contact here. Oh, almost. Oh, I think Nicholas Lavelle got loose there as well. Gonna lose some time. Now it's starting to be a breakaway of the top 3. James Miller, Howie Brisk, and Quentin Warman. pass being made back here. I believe that was Sean Williams getting into the top 5 from Nicholas Lavelle. Oh, I think we have some somebody in the wall here. Not really sure who. I heard something sound like a car grinding against the wall. Further up at the front, oh, an aggressive move there out of Quentin Warman. Getting to the inside of Howie Briss for the second spot. So now he's going to have to try to run down James Miller again here from about a second back. Hey Josh, there've been several wrecks so far. If that's what you're asking. Quentin Warmans appears to be already starting to run down James Miller here. About 0.8 of a second back here, just under 0.8 of a second back. Seven-tenths now is the gap. And this time by at the start-finish line, looks like it's going to be, yep, about 0.6 of a second. He's gaining roughly 1/10 every lap. So if he can keep this pace up, we'll probably see him running right there with him in roughly 4 or 5 laps, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more. And he seems to be gaining most of his time off of the corners. See, that time he gained several 100ths on James coming off of turn 4. Same seems to be happening here off of turn 2. Picks up another about 5 100ths. And continuing to close here through 3 and 4. And carrying that speed off of the corner. 0.4 of a second was the gap that last time. And we have another yellow here. It is Charles Jurek. Let's go to the replay here. I believe the 8th caution of the night. And let's see if we can figure out how this one happened. Again, just situation. Driver's getting loose there off of the corner. Locks it down here, slides it down the front straightaway. And that was that. More interesting than a NASCAR race. That's what Josh said in the chat. And this time by, we will be get to 100 laps to go here under caution. Alright, let's see if we can get somebody in here for an interview. Let's see here. Have we already talked to Tony? I can't remember if we've already talked to him or not. Let's see here. Let's talk to James Miller. If we can, we can. He is in here. Hey James, it's Hayes up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alright, man, so you've definitely shown, I would say, winning pace here so far. You just got to try to hold off Quentin there, who was closing in on you on that run before the caution came out. But what do you think it's going to take to beat him tonight?
Yeah, I don't know, because I've seen him spin out. I've had my fair share of almost spinning out and drifting the corners. Definitely just keep the tires under it and protect that bottom for sure. Get good runs off, smooth runs off. Don't let any mistakes happen. But I don't know, it'll be a fight. I think maybe if we can run this last under lap screen, the pit strategy might help out here. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I feel pretty good that I can fight him off and keep my tires under me, but you never really know what's gonna happen, right? So we'll keep fighting and hopefully try to get those points back on him.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, you know, we've seen a lot of drivers just been getting loose off of these corners. But you know, how would you say throughout most of the run? You know, we've had short runs and not really long runs, but decent runs. So, how would you say your car has handled for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I don't think it quite fires off right away. Like, it takes maybe 3 laps to get going. Then it's really, really good. Then it starts to fade off. I'm definitely burning out the right front while trying to save the rear. So maybe super long run, it probably would fall off. But I think in these two, probably about 50 lap runs here, because we got to pit for fuel, I think I'll be pretty solid. And just yeah, gotta hold off everyone behind me, which that's easy, right?
Yeah, it's you know, saying you're gonna do it and actually doing it, or they're the same thing. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go here, and good luck throughout the rest of the race, man.
All right, thank you. Hope I can talk to you guys after.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that was your leader, James Miller, driver of the number 60 machine. We'll see if he's able to hang on to this lead here. Gonna restart with 97 laps remaining. And coming down to the restart. There goes the pace truck making the hard left turn. Green flag for James Miller. He gets a good launch there as they make their way down to turn number 1. Racing down through 3 and 4. Howie Briss slides into second there. So Quentin Warman's going to have to try again to get by Howie and try again to catch up to James. Ooh, and a little bit back here, we have a battle for 4th between Sean Williams and Sam Rice. Sean trying to keep his spot in the top 5 after starting 9th. Sam Rice trying to get back up there And see if he can get back up to where he started. Started third. Racing the way down through 3 and 4 once again. Here's Sam sticking that thing to the bottom, getting on the curve a little bit. He's going to try to get a run here. Gets a good run there out of turn 2. And it looks like he's going to have the advantage here and make it work to get up to the 4th position. Sean may lose 5th here as well to Nicholas Caressel. And it looks like he will. Oh, and Caressel trying to make a move to the inside of Sam as well. Try to get a 2-for-1 special done here. And it looks like he's going to make it work. Yep, Nicholas Caressel moving up to P4. Sean has fallen back into the 8th position here. So has Sam. Oh, and actually some hard blocking here out of Sean Williams down the backstretch. They're both going to slide up the racetrack. Looks like Sam's gonna have the advantage here, try to get that spot. And he will. Back up here with the leaders, James Miller starting to build a gap here between him and Howie Brith, 0.6 of a second. And then 0.8 of a second between him and Quentin Warman. Oh, and I think James Miller tagged the wall again there, entering turn 3. That's what it looked like there. And now Quentin Warman getting right up there to Howie Briss. Well, it doesn't appear that that really affected James at all. He did lose a little bit of time. However, he's been able to make that time right back up. time by was 85 laps to go. Oh, and James slams the outside wall there coming off a turn 2. That could possibly affect him. Yeah, he just lost that entire gap. Almost that entire gap. Yeah, that really, that hit right there could definitely affect the handling of that race car. Although, I don't know, I mean, it doesn't appear that he has too much damage on the car, so we'll just have to see. But it definitely cost him a lot of time. Though he's really not pulling away too much from these guys. However, Quentin has yet to be able to get by Howie Briss. Turn number 4, going to be just over 80 laps remaining here. Oh, James Miller slides up just a little bit. He's going to be able to arc the car back down and get a good run off of the corner. Yep, that was 80 laps to go here. Quentin Warman's still trying to work on Howie Briss. Let's take a look a little further back here. We do have this 3-car pack here with Sean Williams, Charles Jurek, and Sam Rice. 7th, 8th, and 9th. Oh, and here comes, I think that's Nicholas Caressel coming down to pit road. Not really sure what happened to, Caressel here. I don't know if that's an unscheduled pit stop or not. James Miller having to try to work his way around Caressel, but Caressel on fresh tires is going to try to get away from him. Oh, Quentin Warman tried making a move there. Howie Briss getting right to the back bumper. Russell getting in the way. They're definitely close things up a little bit. Now there goes Quentin Warman to the inside of Howie Briss. Ooh, almost gets into him. They're both going to be able to make it stick. Quentin should be able to get by him here. And he's going to be able to get clear. Meanwhile, back up here, Quentin was finally able to get by, and he's 0.5 of a second behind James Miller. Actually, Quentin lost a little bit of time to James, it seemed like, that last lap. So now, if James might be wanting another caution here. But he said, you know, in the long run, might, if we were to go green from here to the finish, might help him out. So, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. 0.5 second gap now. Quentin definitely starting to close the gap now. Just under 0.5. And closes in a little bit there down the straightaway. Loses some time on entry, but he usually is able to pick that back up on exit. And he does. Just over 0.4 of a second. Gap just over 0.3 of a second. He's continuing to close in. He's continuing to close. I'd say about 1/10 each lap. Now down to 0.2, just over. Back up to 3. Yep, that time by about 2.5. Yeah, about 2.5 I'd say. Coming up on a lap car. Like Quentin kind of pushed up the track a little bit there off of turn 4. That car's going to stay out of the way here. Question is, how long can James Miller hang on to this lead? actually has lost some time that last lap. Let's take a look at the lap times here. Yeah, last lap he lost just over a tenth. Time before that he lost about 3/100ths. Oh, and right when I say that, caution comes out, and it is Matthew Fitz. You're on the front straightaway. Let's go to the replay here and see if we can figure out what happened. I think he just got loose again. Yeah, we've seen that happen with so many drivers tonight. Just loses it off the corner, spins it down the front straightaway, and locks it down. And I believe that's our 9th caution of the night. Alright folks, we have, this time by 63 laps to go. And there go the drivers heading down to pit road, I believe. Yep. And seems like these cautions are falling in place for James Miller. So we'll see if we can hang on to this lead here. We're going to go to another caution break, but we will get right back to you with the action here shortly. And welcome back folks, we're getting back to racing here. Nicholas Caressel has taken the lead. He was in 13th and now he is your leader. And we're back to green, but he's not going to have it for long. James Miller around the outside. Oh man, Caressel almost got into him. James is going to be able to get the run. Get around him. Nicholas is loose there off of turn 2. Now Quentin Warman to the inside of Nicholas. And he's going to get clear of him for the second position. Nicholas again loose there off of turn 4. And now about 0.6 of a second is the gap that James Miller was able to build up there. Getting close to lap 200. Oh, and Caressel sideways again, man. I tell you what. He has been really loose throughout this entire race, it seems. But especially now because he's on older tires. Oh, and so is James, man. Really, these cars are, if you gas it up too much or anything, I mean, they can jump out from under you at tracks like this. So you got to really be careful with your throttle management here. Like again, you can see James trying to do something to get away from Quentin. He just can't. Now Quentin was able to take advantage of that, and he will be going back to the lead here. And James is going to try to come back at it. He's, ooh, almost gets into the back end of Quentin. So now we'll see if Quentin can drive away with the lead here, coming to 56 laps to go. And this time by going to be just 55 laps remaining here at the Milwaukee Mile. Tony Hilbrandt's in third, Howie Briss fourth, and Nicholas Lavelle rounding out your current top 5. James Miller trying to do what he can to get back to Quentin Warman and get that lead back. Tell you what, James isn't letting him pull away. But, you know, that's not good enough. He's going to have to try to see if he can't do something to run Quentin back down. Just don't know if he's going to be able to, man. Quentin's been so fast all race long. I think he's probably going to need another mistake like what Quentin did earlier in the race when he spun out from the lead. I think he's going to need something like that to happen again if he's going to get this lead back. Coming around this time by. Beginning lap 200 here. Gap is now just over 0.5 of a second between Quentin Warman and James Miller. And this time by 200 laps complete here at the Milwaukee Mile. 50 laps remain. Now the question is, will the race go green from here to the end, or will we see another yellow flag? Here comes Tony Hilbrands now looking to the inside of James Miller for that second spot. Oh, in contact there, James Miller slides up into Tony Hilbrands and knocks him out of the way. I don't think he meant to do that, but yeah, at this portion of the race, you gotta race hard. I think James just slid up a little too much and got into him there. Tell you what, Tony's probably not going to be too happy about that, though, whether it was an accident or not. And Quentin Warman has now pulled a 1.5 second lead over James Miller. He is continuing to drive away with this lead. We'll see if he can do it for the next 46 laps. So really right now the fight is for second between 3 right now, but could end up being 4. James Miller, Howie Briss, Tony Hilbrands, and potentially Nicholas Lavelle. Then a little further back here you got Sean Williams and Charles Jurek battling for the 6th position. Not too far behind these guys. He was able to get a good run there through the middle of 3 and 4. Gap is now 1.4 seconds between James and Quentin. Let's take a look at the lap times here once again between these two. Yeah, I figured that was the case. Looks like laps 206 and 207. James closed in, well, ran faster laps by about just under a tenth and 2 100ths. So, but the last lap was about 2 100ths slower. Let's see what it is this time. And this time by it is... Okay, yeah, James was about 9 100ths of a second slower that last lap. Just notice the gap starting to close, and it was around, you know, those couple of laps that James ran faster times. This time by will be 40 laps to go for Quentin. And James is starting to build a gap over Howie and Tony. Actually, Tony moved into the 3rd position. Tell you what, I mean, he's been, one of the fastest guys all day. Let's take a little ride along here on the cockpit view of, I guess you could say helmet cam of Quentin Mormon for a lap or two. That way you can see what he sees and see how he's driving this racetrack. Well, I'll tell you what, one thing that I noticed, and this could have been, maybe just a glitch with the spectator mode in the in-car view, but I'm sure y'all noticed it too. He was barely turning that wheel through the corners. I mean, really, I noticed the most he turned it was, I don't know, maybe a 50-degree angle, and that was in the middle of 1 and 2. And I did, notice something else. He was able to get the car to kind of step out just a little bit, entering both corners. That way it would get a better turn in. And definitely think that's one of the things that's helped him be a lot faster than these guys, is just not turning as much as people you think he might need to. Oh, yep, James Miller fighting some loose conditions here. Oh, and almost some contact there between him and Tony Hilbrands. He slides up the track. Oh, and Tony gets into him and spins James Miller around. Tony goes for a spin as well. Howie Briss into the wall. Oh, man. Oh, let's go to the replay here and see how this happened. Oh, man. Alright, let's take a look at that. You can see James slide up, and Tony saw a hole starting to form, so he gassed it up, tried to get to the inside, and just gets into him. I don't think he intended on that. He just kind of he went for it, and it just didn't work out. It gets into James, spins him around, and then Tony counter steers, spins his car around too. Howie tries slamming on the brakes and goes high. Does not hit James, but does get into the wall. I don't think it was really super heavy contact. That is an unfortunate situation for all three of these drivers. Three really fast drivers. I believe that is caution number 10 here. So we're going to restart with just under 30 laps to go. Quentin Warman and Nicholas Lavelle stay out, actually. Same for Thomas Sewell. So it looks like the top four have stayed out here. Howie Briss going to be the first one off pit road. Now the question is, because that was, I'd say, roughly a 25, 30-ish lap run. So, it is going to have to see, since Quentin stayed out, got these guys with fresher tires behind him. first guy on fresh tires is Howie Briss. He's been fast, and he's in 5th. I don't think he has too much damage. Actually, no, he's going to be in 4th now. And then just behind him we have, Charles Jurek, it appears. Maybe they took 2 tires if I had to get, or well, no, they probably passed Tony and, Tony and James. Although James Miller right here in, 7th. Nicholas Caressel there in 5th, so, we're just going to have to see if Quentin can, hold these guys off on older tires. Or will they be able to get by him? We'll find out here soon. And if I'm correct, this time by should be 1 to green, maybe 2 to green actually. Nope, it is 1 to green, so we will restart with 29 laps to go. So not a whole lot of time left in this race. But will it be enough time for these guys on fresh tires to catch up to Quentin Warman? Really, the guy that needs to do it the most is James Miller, currently 2nd in points, I believe. I just looked at the points earlier today. I need to check again just so I'm not wrong here. Yeah, the gap right now, Quentin Warman is the points leader, and 2nd place is James Miller. James is 72 points behind Quentin. So James really needs to start closing in, cutting that gap down. He's going to be restarting in 7th. So we'll see if he's got enough time to get back up there and battle with Quentin. But here we come to the restart. Potentially for the final time, maybe not. But 29 laps remaining here. Green flag. Quentin Warman gets a good jump. 3 wide already heading into turn 1. Oh, this could lead to trouble. Nicholas Caressel slides up. And he goes for a spin. He's going to keep it straight, though. Good job hanging on to that car. And he did that right in front of James Miller, but James was able to stay high, and Caressel went low. So James has already moved up into the 4th position. Howie Briss in 3rd, first one on fresh tires. And then there's Nicholas Lavelle in 2nd. Now, if I had to guess what these guys on fresh tires want, they want it to go green from here to the finish. They want the time. They want the long run to kick in so that they can get up to Quentin Warman. And there goes Howie Briss making his move on Nicholas Lavelle. This should be able to put him up to 2nd. And it will. He immediately gets clear. And we saw Quentin slide out the track there in 1 and 2. And Howie Briss right away. You can tell those fresh tires definitely giving him an advantage. He gets a good run there. Oh, and Quentin tries to block, and it actually works. Holds him off for the time being. But actually, nope, not for very long. There goes Howie to the inside. This is going to be for the lead. James Miller going for 3rd right now, just behind him. Howie Briss takes the race lead now on the fresh tires. So now James Miller there in 3rd, wants to get by Quentin here pretty quick. He gets right to the back bumper. He's got a good run there coming off of turn 4. There he goes, down to the inside. Dive bomb move there into turn number 1. Now we'll see if he's able to run down Howie Briss to get that lead. About 0.4 of a second now is the gap. 25 laps to go. Does James Miller have enough time? But again, you know, you can't rule out another caution. Now, there's plenty of time for that to happen. So we're just gonna have to wait and find out. Oh, almost happened back there. Nicholas Lavelle had a rough entry there into turn 3. How about Sean Williams here? I believe also on fresh tires, looking to get up inside the top 3 here. And Sean doesn't have a win yet this season either. He's one of the guys also looking to get that first victory. But even, you know, a top 3 here, that'd be good for Sean. And he's making his move on Quentin Warman. And there he goes down to the inside. He's going to be able to get clear there. Now Sean Williams moves up inside the top 3. There goes Tony Hilbrand's getting up to 4th. But now back up here towards the front, coming to 22 laps to go. James Miller has closed in on Howie Briss. Oh, Howie gets right there on that curb. Trying to get his car to turn a little more. Tell you what, we have more drivers swapping positions further back here, and don't know what happened to James Cole or Nicholas Lavelle, for that matter. What happened to Nicholas Lavelle? Let's try to quickly take a look at the replay here while we have some time, because something happened with these two. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, he gets loose off the corner, hits James Colaboli. Oh, they both get sideways, but James Colaboli saves it. Good save. That was really close to being a caution. They were all able to keep it straight. So no yellow will be thrown for that. 20 laps remain. 0.4 of a second is the gap. And actually, kind of looks like Tony and Sean might be getting a little bit closer to these guys. If they don't battle too much, they could have a shot at closing in, but you know James Miller wants this victory. He wants the opportunity since Quentin Warman is starting to fall back. He knows he's got to win this race to really close in on Quentin in points. Oh, and he is putting that thing right there on the curb. It actually seemed to work. Let's take a look at the lap times here again. Oh yeah, that lap he closed by about 5/100ths. Ran a faster lap. Let's see what it is this time. Oh yeah, you can tell he's getting loose now. Oh, and we have a yellow. And it was Nicholas Lavelle. One of the guys we were just looking at here brings out the caution. And this could be beneficial for Quentin Warman. Alright, let's take a look at the replay here and figure out how this happened. I think this was another situation of just drivers losing it off the corner. Yep, it looks like it, yep. And his counter steers, tries to keep it off the wall. Oh, yeah. Nosed into the inside wall. Hard hits there. And that brings out the yellow with just 18 laps to go. Tell you what, that's probably not what Howie Briss or James Miller wanted to see. Let's see if they choose to pit here. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't. I mean, that was about a 11 lap run, I'd say. So I think, oh wow, Quentin Warman stays out too. Not gonna lie, if I'm him, I'd probably be pitting, to be honest with you. Get some fresh tires on that thing. No, he's gonna stay out here, so this could provide an opportunity for drivers like Tony Hilbrand, Sean Williams, maybe Charles Jurek if something happens, you know. This next restart could change the entire outcome of this race. And I believe it's going to be 13 laps to go when we come to the restart. So we're going to take one more little caution break here, folks. We'll be back to you with potentially the final restart.